Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slain. Go7, 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 Go7.
And we are here. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. It is January 1st, 2024. There was no work today. It was good. Nice, relaxing day. We're going to be starting off with an 8v8. Oh, they're even 16 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There is indeed. This is a fairly small map. It looks kind of reminds me of the free-for-all I did with the Red Halo, but smaller and less city dense. I can even zoom in a little. It's gonna be very hectic here, so let's not going to keep the order static so we can easily tell whose turn it is. Let's make... We'll make Team H face to the right. No, we'll make Team H face to the left. And then Team G will face to the right. Face left. Face left, good. Face left. Face left. Left. Okay. G. Will be white the game to parse. Yeah, at least them facing different directions will make it somewhat easy to determine who's versus who, and we do have some of the vision that also helps with that, so it shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. I'll let a few more people join. We're hopping right into it. Sure that. What? There we go. Hello. Someone won without attacking. That's impressive. Hey Shadow. Hey Shadow. Did they just like have a really good capture phase and so their opponent resigned? Hiya, Sal. Go7, King of the Penguins, yeah? I could definitely see a game ending without someone attacking if they just like have at the end of the capture phase they're just like up 6 cities or something. Their opponent was just completely caught off guard. Yeah, see, yeah, I can see someone resigning because of that. It's just like, out opened. You haven't been here since last year. Man, I haven't streamed in a whole year, so we line up perfectly, Sal. It's funny how that works. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly look at for some reason, poor Hardy is just the odd one out. Oh no, this person also doesn't start with a mech. Okay, so I guess these two players just don't get to start with mechs. This person starts with 2 mechs but no APC. Oh, I see. These guys get AP. Oh no. Oh, I see. Everyone just has different starts. Okay. So these guys both have a recon and APC, but no foot soldiers. And then we have a bunch of recon mech squads. And then we have, in the mountainous area, mech recon. Okay. So not everyone's the same. Does everyone have the same number of bases? Got 3. Got 3. 3 airport. 3 in the airport. 3 in the airport. Looks like everyone's got 3 bases and an airport. That's probably a mistake to give everyone that much production because there's not that much income. So it's just going to be like an ungodly number of foot soldiers on the map. And it's just going to be a real slog. It's going to be like tons of infantry and then artillery behind those infantry. I cover the games that are submitted. You know, this is part of Advanced Wars by Web. There's a whole section of the community that only does the more casual games, and I'll cover them if they are submitted. It's very weird that they went with labs rather than HQs, because that just lowers the econ even more. Because if we like look at this right now, they only have econ from their factories or from their bases, which means unless they base skip, they just build double infantry and then they have no money left over. It hurts your brain. Don't worry, it won't be too hard to follow through. I'll follow along. I'll start us up. We'll see if this APC has any real threat. I guess it can try and rush a comm tower. Might be the best thing you can do. If Red had started with an infantry, could have tried to delay this base. It might have even been worth it for Red to send the recon up here. I'm not sure if it could have reached, actually. It might not have been able to reach. In which case it's not worth it. But like over here would be a fine example. You could maybe send the recon down here to at least threaten to hit this. Although maybe with such low income, the recons are actually insanely valuable because they're decently strong at fighting infantry. That's kind of just going to be what everyone's doing. Oh no! Oh, I see. Never mind. Not everyone can start capturing their neutral base on the first turn. Okay. So not a mistake. Not a mistake. That would have been bad. It gets a faster airport. I mean, getting the airport this fast doesn't really matter because you're just not going to have the money to actually. I guess it's like the orange star. Oh! Oh snap! Well done by Exidium. Gets to delay the base, and there's not much threat really that this recon actually has to cope with, because there's not enough money to build a mech, and this player doesn't start with a mech. So the only real danger here is if the recon was available and this guy got like trapped and the recon gets killed off, because oh my gosh, we have another delay move. It happened to both players. In the center. They could have protected against it with like the APC and a recon block, but I guess they didn't see it coming, which is kind of weird because they see their ally setting up for it. Maybe that just happened too slow, but well done, well done. These games are never balanced fairly, it's true. Sax is a 1v1. So this will actually only delay by 1 turn because you can just join cap it. If they don't join cap it though, then it's really, really good. Not quite sure what everyone else in the world is planning. Plotting, they're just moving their cons around. Adder's definitely a decent choice. I would probably have chosen to have 2 Sonya players. Okay, so that was a mistake. For Hardy, you just want to join cap that because you cap again, and then if they hit you, because you join up to 10, and if they hit you, they knock you on the 5, and then you get the city. Now the recon can just delay you again, and that's really bad. So yeah, here's the join cap move. Although, look at that. Stealer is prepared, brought another infantry, can actually get a complete kill here. This APC should really just move down here and block this tile off, and then it'd be totally fine. But it's just chilling here. Same with Orange Star's APC. I don't know why they're not moving. They're very decent blockers. Not many things one shot. Oof. And this is Steeler is playing as Jugger, so even got the higher roll and knocked it down to 6. Or did 6 damage, knocking it down to 4. So both of these central players are already getting bullied. And it doesn't look like any of their allies are actually helping out. They could send their own recons over to try and defend. It looks like they're being a little self-censored. They have their mechs. I mean, they can really spare their recons. They do have the mech to defend all their infantry against opposing recon harassment. Oh, looks like we have our first resign. This person didn't have any pressure put on them, so they must have just timed out. So no more Pinky for Team G. Kills you first. So this is really bad for Team G, of course, just losing a player, but at least yeah, you have to be really careful about that. You don't want the opposing team to capture all of those production facilities. Okay, Hardy is very much against join capping, and it's really hurting them right here. Jake did join. Whoa. They really made sure. I wonder what's causing that. It's the super refill on that recon, making sure it's got lots of ammo. It must be that the way this was programmed is to like show the animation for the number of players like -1 or something. It's just like spams it. Yeah, that recon needed some fuel. Big time. We have a comm tower getting captured. We have an interrupt. And it's an interrupt hitting the mech. It's a pretty juicy target, considering how low income everything is. We have our recon on recon combat. Got the 6-8 exchange. Oh no. For some reason, didn't attack the mech. It's definitely a valuable target to go after. And then we have another recon build. Big boy units. So here, Exidium can just kind of step onto the mountain, interrupt this, and have the recon interrupt this. Yeah. This recon has been very valuable. And it's looking like Orange Star might be biting the big one soon. Okay. Starduster's just kind of chilling. Look at this. Recon and recon violence, it can be dangerous. This is even as Jess. Is it against? Who's this against? Oh, it's against Asonia, that's why. The extra counterattack damage, making this an even exchange. Kill me first. I will quickly check. See it. Let's see, I'll hit download and it'll tell me if I have a duplicate. Looks like it didn't get added, so I'll add it at the end of the stream. Sonya OP. Oof. Oof. Man, Orange Star just can't catch a break. Gets trounced at the top, loses the recon at the bottom. I mean, really, both of these middle players are just like super dead. As soon as they have this base interrupted, there's not much they can do. They kind of have to like immediately go for the base capture and block with recon and APC to try and survive in the game. Even then, though, it's not easy. Being in the center is the worst. Very peaceful in these corners for the most part. It'd be interesting to see if one of these center players dies first, is the other one rescuable, or do they just kind of both die no matter what? Oh, still no join cap. Oh, we have a join cap. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go, Hardy. Hardy might get that base, and also got to build a mech. Try and fight off this recon. Have the comm tower, we kill off that mech, very nasty. There's the artillery. That's going to be really strong against just huge waves of infantry. Another recon being popped out here. So here's the thing. Is Excidium... No, it doesn't look like Excidium is actually capable of interrupting this. There's no infantry in range to get the... Like if this got killed, the recon got to move, and the infantry got to hit here. Unless this guy could have. Where was it? No, it's way over here. Yeah. There's no follow-up hit, so no way to stop the base. It does finally go through. Stealer looking pretty happy here. Gets to even run away with this recon. Has a lot of stuff available to interrupt this base, so maybe we're just going to see the blue player in the center get taken out. The orange star just like barely holds on. Depends. I mean, this orange player could definitely have done more of a follow-up, killing off that recon. I guess going for these captures is like, if you manage to capture this and somehow afford a battleship, this is pretty good. That's a big somehow though. We smacking in. We get another artillery being built. It's gonna start. If there's a ton of artillery and a ton of infantry, then we might just see very stagnant fronts, especially because there's lots of choke points here. But dang, very unfortunate buy, because it's just gonna have a very difficult time dealing with artillery and just a huge number of infantry standing in the way. This front, I would have expected both players to dive a little bit more all in on trying to capture these. I guess the recon spam is going to just deny these pretty effectively. And it kind of looks like Brown Desert is in a ton of trouble here. This base is very threatened, and it's not like the attack from the north looking wimpy. It's interesting because we don't see something like that happening up here. I guess there's just no attack. Well, I guess it is starting over here. The mech spam is starting. Just a much slower attack, I guess, because okay. There's no oh. Stealer does have a deny your own capture, hit the mech or recon if Stealer wants to. And here we go. We're starting to have these walls with artillery set up, and that's very difficult to break through. Okay, so yeah, yellow is just going to focus on denying the captures. Now we have the tank covering the recon, but it's not really covering the recon, because if purple just like moves here, hits this infantry, and then the tank kills the recon, there's no actual way to come in with this tank and get a first strike. Infantry will just be in the way. It's fake coverage. Okay, fighting's continuing. This mech will get a full swing on this recon, and it looks like the base production is probably going to be able to hold. It'll just kind of go into mech spam, which is pretty strong. Mechs and tanks, probably. Down here, however, things are looking much more dire for blue. Base was not captured, although did get this comm tower at least. Reps. Poor recon. Oh, okay, we get the mech first strike against that mech, which is pretty nice. probably still lose this. Maybe not. It's going to come down to whether or not this... Yeah, this infantry probably can't get the kill here, so there won't be a way to reveal the recon. Otherwise, this might just step on the mountain and go smack. But it's probably saved by the woods. Brown Desert, panic mode, save the base. Oof. Had to do a base skip there. That's not great. Let's get this artillery fired into. Here. Now the artillery moves. We have 6,000 in the bank. Might see infantry recon, or just... This is also fine, yeah. Triple infantry, because that sets you up to have 9k, unless there's any repairs that happen. 9k next turn, which is enough for tank infantry. Tower. Double artillery buy. That's pretty spicy. Yeah, it's probably not even worth attacking there. Maybe it is. I mean, you make sure the artillery stands still, but it's not a very cost-effective trade. And there we go. That's why it's not really covered, unless this mech just like ditches. There's no way to clear the units that are standing in the way. Oh, why'd the mech leave? Well, I guess they can't even see the tank. It is interesting. Maybe going for a fast copter could be a good threat. Yeah, this recon's fine. Saved by the trees. A continual fight over here by this base. Here comes the mechs, and this comm tower got captured. Yeah, I think saving up for a copter would probably be the nail in the coffin of going after this base. Or just like even building an artillery, because it goes to here or here. And then after one more turn, it goes here and it's locking the base. There's that's probably the idea with this guy. Have another one of the mass refuels. Did get another city here. Get an artillery build, but yeah, nothing really good as capturing the space. So can't boat it too well. An anti-air buy would also be something I would be looking at. If I was playing this, infantry needed to probably block there. Because someone's eventually going to build a copter, but also the anti-air can one-shot these infantry on the roads. And then the walling doesn't work. Then you're not doomed by the choke points. Okay, reveal. Hit the mech. Yeah, this is probably not here. The APC is doing a good job walling. This is a decent mech hit to go for. Hitting the mech on the base, it's like debatable how good that is. It's just gonna heal up to 9. You can't set yourself up to be gobbled up. Instead of a healthy wall. Okay, we do have the denied base. Interesting. So here, well, we'll see how it continues, but it's probably more pressure to, instead of kill the 2 health guy, you just start capturing the base. Because there's like not much here to stop you, and it pretty much all has to be invested in stopping you. It's not like it's bad to attack the 2 health guy. I think it's just not as fancy. It's not as high pressure. Ooh, we do have the copter built though. Okay, Mintax are doing their best to stay alive here. Just build a bunch of infantry. Probably shouldn't have joined those guys together, but it's okay. Orange. Eating up poor orange stars. Southern flank here. Orange Star, I think, is doing a lot better than Blue Moon is, but they're both looking mighty dicey. Blue Moon's comm tower's under threat. Another artillery being bought, so I decided not to go with the tank play, which is okay. So yeah, forests that are next to each other are very toxic in Fog of War. It becomes very difficult to break into them. So which team is currently winning? Team H is currently winning because Team G is, I think this is Team G. Yeah, because Team G lost a player from the final. Being down a whole player is not good. Especially because also they're, yeah, Team G's also losing their Blue Moon faster than Team H is losing their Orange Star. In the corners, I would say Team H is doing a little bit better. His base seems to be way more under pressure than this one presently. So we'll see if we can, if there's some really quick upsets on some of these fronts. Like this is pretty nasty. Double artillery is locking this base. Just gonna build infantry. At this point, it looks like our blue player, our Cobalt Ice player, can get some breakthroughs. Artillery are very good. Yellow's really sparse on units, actually. There's a lot of undefended properties here. No Orange Star loses them. The APC, raise in peace. I think Orange Star just didn't have the money to build more mechs. These poor central players. Oof. Base is cleared. Yeah, no. This is another case. Yeah, I would just capture both of the bases. I think it's way more pressure than just like killing infantry. Okay. This is kind of it looks like this Team H. Yeah. It looks like Team H is actually stabilizing in this corner. Over here, oh, we have the Jess normal power. Poor recon. It's in artillery range, you didn't realize. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. The Jess player there. Oof. I mean, Orange looking mighty happy here. That's a lot of money. 13K. That's the most in the game. It is the most in the game. Brown looking mighty dead. Active player. Ice breaking through here. Didn't spot that there was a mech. I don't know if it was really possible to spot there was a mech there. But once I get spotted and shot, I think this front up here will just kind of crumble. I do support the mass artillery buys. I would like to see like one anti-air with it. That's going to be, of course, the glaring weakness, and everyone's got an airport. Right down here. Looks like purple's kind of winning it though. Yeah, no, Gray Sky is definitely stabilized there. The White Nova aliens trying to break through. I don't know why this. Oh, okay. It just needs one more turn to get in range. Do your best. Hold out to the bitter end. For some reason, we use the power at the end of the turn, I guess for just the increased stats. Ooh, we do break through. Yeah, just spot the artillery. Into the woods. The woods next to the woods. That's something you never see in competitive fog maps because it's not fun. comment on the after buy base lock with Artie for Red Fire. I must have missed it. Okay, it's a pretty strong attack down here. The artillery is going to be able to help a lot. The stabilizing. Orange Star looking to be in a whole world of hurt. Man, it's kind of tough to see which one's going to die first. Maybe the plan for Steelers is to just try and take the lab. Maybe not. Yeah, I mean, Lumen's just going to die from a rout pretty soon. Man, Brown Desert's also looking so close to dead. We're going to start dropping players like flies here. Just a few attacks. This is like building up the forces and just walk over and try and lock everything. Ooh, Cold Ice does back up. I'm kind of surprised by. I think standing and fight. I guess it's just since the stuff's standing next to the artillery, it's kind of spicy. But I think standing and firing and like killing off this tank and stuff would be probably worth it. This is very scary. Yeah, especially because your ally is going in too. You just stay and fight. Okay. Ooh, we have a T-copter to get down here and get some more of these captures. I like it. Pretty good blocking here. Side slip from up here. Bam. Why is this mech going up here with its side slip? We're not going to attack in. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of that side slip. Maybe it's better than I think. Ooh, there we go. This base is now super dead. Maybe captured. Fighting to the very end. Little mech lines. If only you could send money to your allies. Just like build a copter to hold it all. Ooh. Okay, we do have the anti-air build here. It's a little bit in danger. It's only got a 5 health infantry blocking the side. It's probably okay. Yellow's keeping the fight up here. It does get to spot this artillery. Sadly, there's a mech ready to kill this tank, and the artillery kills this tank. Ooh, I didn't even notice that. Yellow got base down here. Well, that's going to make it very difficult for purple to get any more captures. Okay, red is looking super dead. I do have huge props to red and or not to red, the orange star and blue moon here for sticking in the game to the bitter end. Starduster is still kind of holding up here at the top, but at the bottom things are looking mighty dicey. We do have the flak normal power though, which can potentially do something. This mech should probably have stood on the base and killed this anti-air. That's not the best flak I've ever seen, but still alive for now. Brown Desert, unable to save this base, does get to build a medium tank, which looks kind of scary, but really can't do much when it's artillery and just a ton of foot soldiers standing around it. Happy New Year. Ooh, the tank slips through, hits the artillery. Got some team play. Hit the artillery to help the attack from the north. Very nice. Break through here. Some of these captures. This is looking very bad. This guy's super dead. So look, everyone that's kind of in the center getting wiped out. Ice. Some good smacks. Holding the line here. I like the artillery are really far back. They could probably have been a little further forward, but that's okay. So here, it's probably the thing to do is hit with the 8 health infantry, hit with the tank, hit with the copter, hit with the infantry to try and kill the anti-air. But this is also pretty much fine. Ooh, purple does get Sonya Super. It'll be very good for this mech. Decent for like infantry on infantry fights, of course. But the Sonya Super is really nice for mechs because the one thing mechs are really weak against is first strikes. So suddenly, if a tank attacks the mech hits first, and it's really good. Even if the infantry attacks, mech will strike first, and it's a pretty good amount of damage that they deal. Okay, this base is still technically alive. There's no like artillery lock on it yet. This base has been captured, and here we can just have a bunch of units standing around the medium tank. It's very sad news. Orange Star does get to delay this base capture. Ah, Blue Moon does resign. And there doesn't let someone take them out. Not a huge deal, of course. Okay, the anti-air just stays on the base. I respect it. I think it's just gets. I mean, it does kind of get killed by just like a couple eyes coming down. And then the copter gets to do whatever it wants anyway. This copter also hits. Oh man, just like one person falls and then the next in the line is gonna just topple. Okay, Orange Star losing bases for sure. Still technically alive, but yeah, Steeler's gonna be able to attack up here with Teal. In conjunction. Oh, Steeler. Wow. Okay, so here Steeler should just go in because before Green Earth even gets a turn, right? It goes Steeler, and then next we'll have Cobalt Ice to attack, and then Jess to attack. Like that's 3 players get to attack into this defensive line. So like any attack you do will be completely safe. But it looks like Steeler wants to try and save Orange Star, which I can respect. I think I would leave Orange Star to their own devices because they're kind of distracting a really large army, and it's just better to just wipe out Green Earth. Resigning does not reset captures. Advanced Wars by Web might be joining the list of games you watch and you watch only and not play. 10 straight Global League losses in a row, beaten back down to below 1,000. That's tough. That's tough. That's I can definitely feel how discouraging that is. Brown Desert resigns. That was Team G. Yeah, Team G is not looking too hot here. Looking like it's just gonna be pretty much clean up now for Team H. Well, Ice is going to attack in. I agree. Maybe should have killed the anti-air, but yeah, you can just kind of block the way anyway. This is kind of a fake block. Depending on how the rolls go, we could have a sack the tank in to lower this tank's health and then break through and then hit the copter. Let's see how that goes. It's a classic tactic. This base. Gray Sky, like Gray Sky's barely alive. Brown Desert's gone. Orange Star's barely alive. Blue Moon's gone. There's be a lot of walking for these units at this point. The Block Rock, build a mech. No point in interrupting. Joined. There we go. That's what I was saying. You can sacrifice your way through. Nicely done by Green Earth. Roll Lightning and Yellow are just fighting it out. Duking. Oh no. This poor anti-air. It didn't realize. Move right into the artillery range, and then the copter can do whatever it wants. Stealer with the overclock. Yeah, I don't know if the overclock was... It was probably fine for the artillery shot. You gotta be careful with... It's most important when you have anti-air, because like... Anti-air versus copter is like a guaranteed kill, but then you like use your power or super, and then suddenly there's a chance you don't get the kill. So this is probably fine to use your power on. Red's lab is too far from the center. This guy, technically alive. Could be living a little better. You have a Block Rock. A couple attacks out of it. Going for the airport. I do like these captures in the middle of the fight. It puts on a lot of pressure. So many opposing units in Green Earth's area. They have the 4 artillery. Once they start moving in towards the bases, not much that Green Earth is going to be able to do here. Yeah, this is looking super dead. I guess purple and orange are the most alive. I guess orange flat out is the most alive. But that's not going to last long. There's so many units coming across the map from the fights that have already been extinguished. At this point, it's completely GG. The most they can do is just try and wipe out one player. Because right now, Team H has actually got a flawless, quote-unquote, victory going. Because no one's been killed off. Ooh, I would probably have sent the copter to try and help my buddy out here if I was because he's going for the flawless victory is, you know, it's fancy. Green Earth is super dead anyway. Ooh, I don't know. Gray Sky looks like they might just get routed here though. In which case the flawless victory will not happen. But yeah, you can see the very low income, this kind of composition. Infantry, a bunch of artillery, and there's not much you can do about it once it closes in. It's captured. Green Earth has one health tank and a 6 health infantry. So route is probably going to be the way of how they get defeated there. Acid Rain routes Starduster, so Team H loses out on the flawless victory. We have a stealth built. Orange Star still alive. Green Earth can't even build anything. Obsidian unable to route Orange Star, so well done. Orange Star still hanging in there. Steeler can be on the way to try and save Orange Star. Might be a little too slow. Oh no! Orange is coming over to finish the job though. Where's Green Earth? Oh no, Green Earth just got routed. Green Earth is gone. Just gonna have a huge wave of units cresting towards the left of the map. And they'll move pretty slowly because everyone just gets in each other's way. Just a lot of congestion. Holding down the fort, but no, purple didn't get any of the bases down here, so not much that purple can do to progress in comparison to yellow. Especially now that White Nova is starting to enter. Hardy gives up, resigns. No one was able to save him. So 2 players went down for Team H. I don't think any more will. There's not too much more that I think Team G can do. The original area here is getting overrun by Cobalt Ice. Orange is trying to mount up a defense. It'll be interesting to see what happens, I guess, when the stealth shows up. Affording a fighter on such a low budget is not an easy feat, for sure. But yeah, at this point you can see it's just going to be a huge, massive units. Slowly marching forward. I don't see how Team G can possibly survive. They lost. I mean, losing the player early on definitely hurt, but also just being slower in both of these player kills hurts a ton. And their artillery counts so much less. Cobalt Ice did a really good job of generating a ton of artillery and has them in a nice defensive formation. I think these are all in trees. This map was probably supposed to be played in standard, I imagine. Yeah. Trying to fight into this is like impossible. Nothing but artillery's in the trees. I mean, I guess maybe we got more and more stealths coming out. Maybe there could be a huge stalemate. But I don't think so. I think there's just way too much stuff attacking at this point. I don't think the stealths are really necessary, but I guess they're kind of like a nail in the coffin. There we go. Orange is going to try and make some headway. And there's not actually too much stuff in this immediate area to contest those units. Let's see if Orange can actually get something done. Although there's like 3 stealths down here that can just kind of come up and defend against any push. No fighter has been built. Acid Rain's trying to save Black Hole, but it's looking very GG. There's so many units. Yeah, you're just gonna stop building these infantry at this point. It takes them too long to get across. You really just want to like claim a base near your opponent and then just like spam Neo tanks or something out of it. The overclock. Hacking in, we have there's a mega tank. And you know, the luck damage doing okay over here against orange. Have the block rock after most of the stuff attacks, which is very awkward. But yeah, it's still pretty long distances to even try and defend your allies. Black hole completely lost the motherland over here. Now building out of what used to be Orange Star. Oh, did someone resign? What was that? No. Ending the turn quickly. Okay. Still Galaxy marching forward. We have Jolly with the counter break. Just a few units left. Anti-air attacks. Build some mechs and recons. A mega tank. There's triple stealths. There's no APC currently for Stealer, but I assume there's going to be one on the way. We haven't seen any battleships being built. That could be another way to try and get the nail in the coffin. We have a stealth standing on the airport, which is always difficult to cope with. And yellow got beat up pretty nicely when orange attacked, but not enough to really break through. Properties start to fall. We actually have a rocket in place to start shelling these bases. That was a long-term play. Orange still keeping up the fight. Just fighting around the stealth. No fighter built, but enough money for next turn to build a fighter. It'll be pretty good, but there's anti-airs around, so it's going to be like your fighter hits the stealth and then some anti-airs beat up your fighter and then the other stuff. There's just not quite enough artillery set up here for Acid Rain to actually create a complete stalemate. So, Black Hole getting wiped out. There's just 4 units left before the rout. Black Hole does have 2 labs, so if Black Hole loses this one, it wouldn't be GG. Purple Lightning still technically alive. Ooh. How much money does White Nova have? 40k in the bank, about to capture this airport, so I assume we're just going to see a bunch of stealths getting spammed. Staying alive. Black Hole doing their best. Infantry are still alive. I mean, they can get just finished off. And then next player. Another mega tank. Purple's going to be dead soon. Orange next on the list. Trying to put up as much resistance as possible. I actually got, some pretty good distance into yellow's base. Black Hole is down to a 2 health anti-air. 2 health mech and a 1 health infantry. Got double Neo tanks incoming too. Is Cobalt Ice just not building stuff? Cobalt Ice is just kind of poor, I guess. 11k. Bunch of captures going on in Black Hole's properties. Yeah, at this point, Purple is looking super dead. Orange is the most healthy. Just built a fighter. A fighter that's got a lot of work ahead of it. But the ground forces for Orange are getting wiped out. There's mega tanks on the way. That was a 4 health mech. We have a medium tank built for Black Hole. We'll see how long that can survive. It did unfortunately get built in range of a rocket. So it's going to get shelled. Fighter's going to try and find... Oh, never mind. The fighter doesn't have to find a stealth. This stealth is revealed because it's standing on it. airport. Bunch of properties just got captured. The rocket hasn't fired. Okay, there. The rocket attacks. There's now just a 7 health medium tank for Black Hole. What? Purple Lightning doing their best. Acid Rain holding the top left. We'll see for how long. There's so much money invested in this bottom left corner. Fighter, triple, stealth, double mega tank. That's a lot of army value. Black Hole resigns after killing a player. GG. Fighter is alive up there, although all of these stealths are technically not revealed. Oh, didn't even go for the stealth kill. Okay. Orange resigns. Now there's just purple and Acid Rain. It's impressive that purple is going to be one of the last players to die. It's going to indeed be the last player to die because they had their ally right next to them resign like at the start of the game. So you would have thought that they would have died really quickly after that. But they held on and then eliminated by route. GG. Oof. It's absolutely cruel that it doesn't include the defeated players on your team in the victory screen. But well played. That was, as far as massive player games go, that was fairly even. The central positions really sucked to play, as we saw. But overall, I would say that worked out pretty well. It wasn't a complete landslide until towards the end. Yeah, number one thing I would suggest for modifying that map is to reduce the number of bases everyone has so that you don't just have waves and waves of infantry. I'd also give everyone an HQ so they get some more money. We got Hawke versus Sasha on the sweater song. That's true, and there was no global damage that time. Global damage would make that quite the task to play. Chef Knight. I don't know this map. It was a Z game. For one, we're missing. So, two immediate complaints. There's no Fred. There's no Fred, so turn one. So player one's already going to have an innate advantage on this map, and there's also no BlackBoat on these fog HQs. While the HQs are rather far away from the bases, but not far away. I mean, they're far away capture phase wise, but not far away aggressive APC wise. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drop off. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Like it's they just kind of rush. Oh no, that's for defending. Never mind. So you'd go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, maybe it's. I mean, it'd be quite the trip actually. But if they were just building infantry during that time, I don't think they'd be able to defend it. But it's not quite as bad as going just a beeline straight down to it. But yeah, I would suggest definitely BlackBoats on the HQs, and we need a Fred for player 2. The Fred would be on this base most likely. And also, I think that the city layout needs to be changed a bit, because it looks to me like this front right here is like responsible for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 13, 14 properties. Well, this one is responsible for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, maybe. And you want that to be even, so that when you do like the turn advantage balanced Fred, both fronts are responsible for the same amount of money. So because when you have zone, you balance it with Fred, which makes one player ahead on one front and the other player ahead on the other. So as long as both fronts are responsible for the same amount of money, no one gets an innate advantage out of that. But in this case, there's no Fred, which is turn advantage infantry, first turn advantage infantry. So player one's just going to be straight up ahead, as we'll see, as we can see pretty easily here. So at the start of player's 2 turn, we see that they have 4 units, and player 1 has 6 units. Okay. If we look at the start of player 1's turn, they have 6 units, and the opponent also has 6 units. So every turn, player 1 is going to be starting at an even playing field and ending ahead, like so. Now at 8 versus 6. Well, player 2 will always start behind and end even. So player 1's just always in a good spot when there's no first turn advantage unit. And this also means that for moving out to get all these captures on the for the money reasons, also player 1's ahead. So anyway, that's just why we have Fred, to balance that innate first turn advantage. But it looks like we're going to go for an airport capture, or not an airport capture, a transport copter, and move out. Both players are. I'm surprised it's not unloading here, so they could like go for this city. That would be the immediate reason in my mind. To move out with the transport copter to get like this capture advantage. Whoa, way down here. Tank spots to recon. So pretty good vision management for these players. They've got their recons out there checking out the world. It can be a little bit dangerous to keep your recon in the wood. Well, I guess it's fine here because this infantry's got a clear target going for the city. So something you can do in that situation is you can try and be really clever and move your recon onto the city so they trap their infantry on you. For the tank first strike, no fear. I would definitely have had a lot of fear for going for that because the game's been like, this is day 10. I would expect them to have something to deal with the tank at this point. But it does get away with it. It's all good. So recon harassment. This infantry this recon survives at 1, which is what you want to see. If you are the owner of the recon, because they still give as much vision regardless of how much health they have. Very weird that the copter decided to hit the recon rather than the tank. I guess it's just to kill off the recon. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. It does deny a lot of vision. Another join cap. Join caps can be very good, especially when you're going for like limited numbers of properties on the map. I'm surprised this tank stuck around with the copter right here. I guess the copter's technically overloaded. That's still not something I'd want to get involved in fighting. Got the infantry from the missile platform looking pretty good. We go for a fast-ish rocket. I would not want to go for a rocket on this map because there's not that many really nice forests for it to hang out in. And the center is just kind of like roads and plains. So the chances that the rocket can just kind of get sniped is rather high. The center is definitely like recon paradise. It's gonna get their full 8 movement all the time. Oh, the copter was not ready. This anti-air. This was very unfortunate planning. I don't know why the anti-air moved here. The artillery is known about. The anti-air somehow got trapped. I guess there might have been like moved this unit and then like took a break or something and came back. Otherwise, there's like no reason for the anti-air to get trapped there. Going into rocket spam. Okay. Now, Hawke is a little bit ahead in income here, as you would expect when there's no threat on the map. Their one should be kind of ahead. And now we have, yeah, we still do it. It's 21 properties for player 1 and 20 properties. Player 2. Player 2 just has more income because they're Sasha. Okay, copter gets taken out. Take out that infantry. Artillery in the woods doing pretty well. This is where like that rocket, it's looking very flimsy. Chilling on the road. It doesn't really have much stuff left ahead of it. The reason it doesn't have that much stuff left ahead of it, of course, is that rockets cost a lot of money. So it's hard to afford your ground army to support your rocket and also have your rocket. But it does make it onto the HQ. It's a pretty defendable position. As long as no tanks are in range, it's fine. And I think it's dodged vision at this point. Okay. Little Comet picking up properties in the corner. Massively attacking into this artillery range. I've been very happy to see how well Cobalt Ice has been denying the power bar. The Yellow Comet. It's not as easy to manage as it might look. And this is where rockets get stuck in a tough spot, right? It's like I can fire on a tank, but then they get to just attack me because I don't get to move. So yeah, instead it has to run away. And that always sucks. You spend 15k, you spend multiple turns sending the rocket up, and then once it gets there, it just has to run away. Very expensive unit to have to babysit. It's lined up for another attack here, so I'm just gonna go for this one. Wow. Tanks. We're gonna see another market crash. Okay, this rocket does look pretty safe. Well, I mean, it might get got here, but this is a pretty safe setup for defending your units in the woods. Is to like stand on 2 sides of it in a wall. So like the idea is that they can only move up here. They could spot the rocket, but they wouldn't be able to hit it. In this case, there is a recon in the back that could spot it, and then the tank could smack it. But it's very understandable to not see that coming. A very nice market crash. It looks like Sasha even saved up money to do that. Or maybe Sasha's just saving money. Ideally, you want to spend all of your money because the money translates to like combat potential on the field. So if you don't spend it all, it means your army's weaker in comparison to what it could be. That's not necessarily always true, because there's of course counter units in this game. Like, if you're having to deal with like fighters blocking your way, then sure, spending more money on a mega tank is technically more efficient money-wise, but an anti-air is what you really want. So in that case, like you'd float cash, but in just general production, when you're forced into specific buys, you tend to want to spend as much as you can. Here we go, get a Neo tank. Copter. Good. At this point, we're at 21 properties against 23. So Yellow Comet definitely looking ahead, but I'm pretty impressed with how well Cobalt Ice has been doing. And some serious rocket spam. If Yellow Comet doesn't break this and just like keeps letting units get shot, then it'll definitely be worth it. Oh my gosh, so many rockets. Oh. Okay, the rockets are going to get to attack again here. And be pretty happy about that. They're kind of running out of blockers. But this fight is taking really far distance from... taking place a really long distance away from both of the bases. So it can be a while before like counter units show up. Oh no! This is a mistake that every Sasha player makes at least once. Building the units, then popping the power. Don't worry, I've been there too. I think we've all been there. Ooh. Is Hawke not even going to use the power? Wow. Hawke didn't even move like this anti-air or this anti-air or this like Hawke didn't even move all these units. They're like on the front lines. The BM. No. Well, the rocket gets to fire at one. Would have been very fancy if this got revealed and the rocket shot it. That's a bold place to put your rocket, I would say. On the road without a full wall next to it. Or well, without a full wall next to the unit that's in front of it. So many rockets. At least once, you make that mistake at least once per match. So Hawke does make it to the super. Blam, 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 blam. It does a casual like 30,000, as one does. A lot of units get picked off here. Fortunately for Cobalt Ice, this anti-air did not move here. If it had moved here and killed this copter, then this rocket would also be revealed and they would have just both died. But it's still just absolutely devastating. This rocket even only has one ammo left. It can't run away effectively. Well, I guess it can run into the other rocket's range if it wanted to. It's going to just stay and fire its last shot. The indirects are going to group up here. Now, this HQ is really far away, so it doesn't really matter if all of the indirects group up here. Assuming we send an infantry to go capture it. This guy's on his way. Rocket gets revealed here. Whoa, look at the fire there. There's so many rockets. Sasha didn't market crash that? Well, I was really happy with Sasha's market crashes earlier on. Infantry just goes for the city capture. Yes, Chef. Ooh, wow. Chef did not get a normal power off. Chef is not interested in trying to take the HQ. Okay. Wow, wait. Sasha used the super there? How much did Sasha make? Super. Started at 23, so we made 70. We made 10, or 7,000. Made 10,000, 13,000, 14,000. And 14,000 isn't the worst. It's almost a turn of income. But of course, it means that you don't deny your opponent using the super, and the super probably hits you for like 30,000. So that's not really worth it. Actually manages to save this city for now. We'll see. I mean, if Yellow Comet just refuses to take the HQ, how much did the super hit for? About 30,000. Yellow Comet just refuses to take the HQ. It's possible that a giant army of rockets could just wear Yellow Comet down. It would depend on if Yellow Comet ant trails into it, which is kind of what's happening. We're kind of grouping up here, so it wouldn't be an ant trail once this army moves in. But the top is definitely ant trailing in, which is where the rockets would really shine. But I don't know, this is looking mighty dead. Bomber. Doing bomber things. And then Sasha resigns. That's a fine resign. I mean, I respect the sheer audacity in the number of rockets. You think Sasha needed missiles to deal with the copters? It's the only flaw in the plan. It's rockets are really expensive. That's what I'll say. They're expensive and they're slow. And they're flimsy. I mean, they do a lot of damage. And they have a lot of range. But yeah. So you don't generally want to ant trail. By that, I mean, you don't want to have your units just like marching directly from base to indirect fire. You want to group up a bunch of units so you can overload the indirects. Does this base have an uneven properties? There's one property that's not captured. So I think it's even. Yeah. It does have an uneven property distribution per front, and it didn't have a Fred. Be like the two things to work on immediately for the map. Boat versus Thavidu. Settles the water. No Fred, I know. It's tragic when there's no Fred. Thavidu is okay. It's Sami versus Lash. That's a pretty interesting matchup. It's definitely a fog only matchup, I think. I would expect Lash to win this. Props to Thavidu representing everyone's favorite goth waifu. Sure. But Lash is going to have, of course, stronger vehicles than Sami, but also does a pretty good job at defending properties with the super. So if the super gets timed on like the turn that Sami wants to use victory march and just can't clear the units off the cities. Did I hear about the new faction contest? I did not. We get Silver Seals. I mean, Silver Seals is a pretty good counter faction to Cobalt Ice. That's true. So we'll see. I think Lash is pretty favored here. I'm surprised Mr. Boat is not using the boat right away. That's going to hurt Sami's deployment down here. At least when the recons show up and hit Sami, the captures can still go through, although just losing the infantry is rough. A rocket faction now. Maple Geese already have images made. Sami moving out. We got the recon, just like it's like just a little bit slower than Lash is. But normally on this map, you're going to try and deploy your infantry with the lander before capturing the harbor, so that you can get these more valuable cities before the harassment shows up, and then you just capture the harbor later. It's totally fine. Does mean that Thavidu also got into the center quicker. Has these recons ready. I mean, this is going to be nasty for Sami if these recons get some good attacks in here. Looks like nicely planned by Thavidu. This is kind of what I was talking about the last game. You just kind of stand on the city. You see the infantry doesn't have you in vision range. So it goes for the city cap. It's going to get trapped. And then you can just smack them from the city. You get a very nice attack. It's a mean play. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Exactly. I don't know why we had the recon step off of the city. I guess it's just to have the infantry in a more defendable position. I would have been fine with having the recon strike from the city. Finish off there. Okay. Mr. Boat does get to deny this comm tower. So they're both going to have the denied comm tower. Lash is going to be looking pretty decent, though, overall. We have a huge wave of infantry. Both this recon. Very sad to see that there's a tank here, but at the same time, it's kind of fine because it's a Sami tank. So, yeah. You're like, aha, I live, and then this recon comes in, and now you're kind of sad. Does mean, got to see that the lander was here, so knows that there's no current drop-off to have reinforcements. This recon does spot this tank, I believe, yeah. So this can get a tank first strike. We could even have a feisty play, if Thavidu wants, can go up here, take out this infantry, and then strike from the city. Is what we're going to do. A very feisty play. Get a 9-4 exchange. I think that's probably worth it. Also have a 9-4 exchange. Planes onto road, apparently. Drop off mech tank. Nice little lander part of the wall here. Ooh. Mr. Boat looks to be able to sneak this comm tower due to sniping off that recon, which is very nice. You spot the artillery up here. See if Thavidu goes for an attack on that. This tank is unfortunately one tile out of defending this tile. Wow, we busted on in here to attack the mechs. I'm not a huge fan of this like deep dive. I would have preferred like trying to kill off this recon or something. Or going back for like the city cap. Well, why is this tank up here? Oh, the tank got trapped on the artillery. Oh. Or maybe he got trapped on this infantry because he was trying to go after the recon. That is mighty unfortunate. You get the privilege of some Sami captures here. Yeah, that was definitely an overextension with that tank. Just gets picked off. You can hit it, but you can't interrupt it. It's a Sami infantry. It does look like Thavidu will be able to just kind of take it back. The attack on the anti-air. Bring the artillery down to 6. I mean, that's pretty good. The lander's way down here. I guess it's going to pick up an anti-air. Or I guess it's going to pick up the infantry and the tank next turn. That's fine. That tank, this one's still alive. Ooh. Mr. Boat's going to get a claim on both of these comm towers. Which is something I like to do. Just in general, but especially as Sami. Making sure you get that nice firepower increase. Make up for your innate disadvantages. We have a rocket being built. Rocket being built over here, so it's going to go for the long walk this way. Usually you would see them built over here to hop into the lander. I guess that's not even possible if you're using it. So some nice Sami privilege captures going on here. This anti-air does smack a lot of damage, but we have a tank ready to attack from the city. Not all roses here for Mr. Boat. Still looking way better than I thought it would be. I think this was stoppable, right? I guess it still gets stopped. Yeah, it knocks it down. That's right. Back the anti-air, looking good. Medium tank charges forward. It could get bopped by some copters. Let's see. It won't die, but it probably won't die. I guess it might die. We got copter, tank, mech. Super slam into it. Whoa, we've got the victory march. That makes not killing off this infantry really hurt. Tower capture goes through. That's one capture. Fortunately, we have a bunch of stuff standing on these cities. But we didn't get the Lash super off, so this will be cleared off. 2 captures. Three captures. Oh, didn't go for the capture on that one, so just 4 captures and some decent attacks for sure. Getting victory march before the Lash super does help Sami a whole bunch. The capture on this comm tower isn't as scary as it initially looks because there's not really anything to hold this in the long term. So I suspect it'll just kind of get flipped immediately. A bunch of attacks here. Lucky day for this mech, it does not get smacked. There's the copter. There's the infantry, yeah. So the dangers of the victory march charge forward, especially on the weaker sides, where you just end up like taking the city for 1 turn of income and immediately lose it. But a nice kill on the medium tank over here. This artillery is looking kind of scary. Getting some more central captures here for Mr. Boat. This was not a worthwhile attack with this tank. Like if you ever knock the artillery down to 8 and it's on a city, it's just healing up back up to full. Your tank's just like in a precarious position to essentially charge them for 1,600 funds. One of the most fun Advanced Wars by Web games you ever was You were playing Sami and just building T-copters and mechs every turn. That is fun to do. Comm tower's captured after fighting. Everyone does it. Yeah, this is where the tank moving forward kind of gets picked off. Those are always really difficult calls to make, though. You just have to not play like the AI, you know? The AI sees the possible attack and it just goes for it. You gotta have that restraint. See the attack, you have to be like, nah, it's okay. Okay, you have a lot of copters here, so the artillery can't shoot any of these. Moving in, a bunch of vehicles. So Sami's kind of getting stuck in a bunch of vehicle production mode, which will usually not work out too great. Just because Sami's vehicles don't benefit from the powers being activated. They have a negative day-to-day. Life is rough for the Sami units. We do have a victory march about to be on board, but we're really low on units to use it. I would not have moved forward with this infantry. Kind of need to preserve that for the, oh no, for the victory march. Could have just taken the city. So that looks like it's a victory march for damage. Hopefully it's more. That tank must have got trapped somewhere. Take the comm tower. Taking a comm tower victory march can definitely be worth it. Especially now that there's more units over here to try and maintain control of it. I'm less thrilled about the victory march that happened down here. We're gonna have another, like, you hold it and then it gets taken away really quickly, most likely. Wow, that's a bold rocket. It just be chilling. Thavidu should probably be building another anti-air. I guess this one's fairly safe, but even so, usually I want to have at least one anti-air. If I don't have two anti-airs on the front, then I want one on the way, because people can often dive in, snipe your anti-air, and then hit you with copters. And you would not want to have that happen while you then have to build an anti-air and wait like 3 turns for it to show up. Right, it's on the silo, takes out an artillery. So I think Mr. Boat's going into the Neo tank spam so that more foot soldiers are buildable. And that's definitely a way of going about it. This bomber really needs to move a little bit more than that. I don't know why it's way back here. It should at least, like, if it's trying to like use the mountain to defend against anti-air, then at least go here, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, you kind of like build the heavy units, not necessarily to have the heavy units, but just so you have availability to build foot soldiers. The problem is Neo tank infantry or Neo tank mech is not a very synergistic unit composition, because the Neo tanks have no vision and the mechs have little vision and no movement. So while the Neo tanks could like defend a city, they can't really strike out anywhere. They need tanks and recons and the like, providing them with vision so they don't just like get trapped and run into horrible scenarios. Kind of like what's going to happen here when the bomber starts feasting on Neo tanks. Of course, it Sami having to build tanks and recons and the like to support the Neo tanks kind of goes against the whole purpose of building all the Neo tanks and infantry. So it's always a tricky thing. The best way to go about it is to preserve your foot soldier count from the early game production as best you can, so you don't get stuck in these kind of jams. Very quickly just get out unit comped. See if this bomber goes for the Neo tank strike. It's pretty safe to do so because there's already like an anti-air defending. We'll see. And a fighter backing it up. There goes the Neo tank. A whole bunch of backup, even outside of the range of this fighter and this anti-air. Sami just kind of loses 2 Neo tanks there. We have another victory march. I guess this is to take these 3 cities. Maybe the comm tower again. I take the comm tower again. If Sami could take the comm tower and also wipe out all of the foot soldiers around, then that becomes pretty valuable. So you just don't lose the comm tower even if they manage to take that area back from you. Sami's actually up by a lot of money, 12k. Which is pretty good. Although, it looks like some of these properties are already about to flip. So we'll see how long that 12k stays around. The bomber should probably run away. I mean, I know it's juicy to hit the anti-air. But I think one more Neo tank to note about. Does get taken out. I probably wouldn't have suspected a fighter. I would have suspected another anti-air, because if you see a bomber, you always send anti-airs in pairs. Neo tank here is in rocket range. It's kind of like the only strong thing on this front. You can see the power of having just recons and units around for vision. It's a lot easier for Thavidu to navigate these turns tactically than it is for Mr. Boat. It's not kind of 6. We have these captures going in for Mr. Boat, which is really nice. Thavidu is still really far behind in terms of econ here. Unit count wise, looking mighty strong though. There we go. Now we're starting to see a bunch of recons being built. It's very much what Mr. Boat needs. Thavidu's transport copter runs out of fuel. Rest in peace. Should have gone back to the BlackBoat at some point. But here you can see again, Neo tanks kind of getting in trouble because they don't have the support units to provide them the vision they need. Getting out with a bunch of copters. There's not enough anti-airs over here for Thavidu. You go for a fighter first strike. One more Neo tank left. Very back and forth. Usually Sami doesn't maintain this econ lead for as long as they have. So very well done there. 2 of them do get captured. Still a decent econ lead for sure. So the balance with these this is now looking very scary, of course. There's no units protecting it, but the balance with having a higher econ is balanced with how many units you have to lose every turn and the value of the units you're losing every turn in order to maintain your higher econ. Because if you're like ahead 10k, but it's costing you 20k more a turn to keep those properties, then you actually end up going negative. That isn't the case, it looks like here. A bunch of units are going down. This rocket completely undefended. It should Mr. Boat should know where this rocket is if there's been some sleuthing. But it looks like that's not the case, so it's probably going to be okay. Tower gets taken. He gets taken. Super beat up that infantry. Always good to kill. Rocket. Chilling. Get the double rocket unload by Sami. I can respect that. It's a very potent attacking force to go after this BlackBoat. I would think it might even be better for Sami to go for some, like a mega tank. Mega tanks hit BlackBoats for a lot. And then on the next victory march, you do like mega tank, neo tank or something. Kill the BlackBoat and just take it. But the double rocket can do it for sure. Looks like the fighter spotted this rocket. Give it the prime tactics. Go for a bunch of captures. Take out some fighters. Or I guess a fighter. Now the prime tactic does affect this BlackBoat on the HQ. So it's a BlackBoat with 90% defense right now, which is pretty good. I don't know what this transport copter is doing. I guess it's trying to stop that city from being captured from a victory march or something. I don't think that's matters because like there's so many cities over here that are gonna get captured anyway. I'd send it back to pick stuff up. Takes out the copter. Spicy gets a double. The rocket didn't quite move into the vision there. Man, that's very scary positioning. So something to always keep in mind is where are the opponent's units going to be ending up after they attack stuff. So usually this is something you keep in mind for when you're trying to hide stuff in your forest. You don't want to have a unit nearby. Like if I was trying to hide something in this forest and I'm yellow, I wouldn't want to have a unit here because then Cobalt Ice would move here, hit that unit, and reveal my unit for free. And something similar is going to be happening here with these rockets. If a tank moves up, hits this mech, or hits this artillery, it's just going to reveal this rocket for free. And I can potentially lose me my unit, so I would want to be a little further back. I think it's trying to guard this copter. Looks like Thavidu's not going to go in for any attacks here. Oh no, we are. It does reveal the rocket, but there isn't anything left to go in. Kill the artillery and rocket. Oh no. Well, pretty clear that Mr. Boat did not watch the replay. Otherwise, we definitely would have shot either the anti-air or the medium tank here. It still worked out pretty decently. Although, I mean, the artillery gets to shoot the neo tank here. I don't know about it. It's a little fishy. So there's a threat for sure from Mr. Boat to try and kill this BlackBoat, but there's only one infantry on the field here. Mr. Boat going for the stealth, not ideal. Sami's stealth, of course, isn't super strong, but also there's a fighter already on the field, and it's not in danger of going down. So you don't really want to build units into their counters. Think of it. Wow, this infantry was left alive. Mighty gutsy. Guess it's fine. I mean, leaving this infantry alive is like insane to me. Because like What if Mr. Boat had a bomber? You just like missed it. Comes down, hits you, rocket hits you, and then the one infantry in the region takes your HQ. Okay. That doesn't happen. There's a clear threat to lose his HQ next turn. Thavidu can probably keep it alive with the super. Fighter charges in. We must be using the super, otherwise this fighter just got hit by this anti-air. Are we not using the super? We are using the super. No, we're using the normal power. We're not even hitting the anti-air, we're hitting the rocket. We didn't kill this infantry? What is going on? Do we not afford the super? Is that what happened? That is what happened, though. That would be why. It's rain tactics. Try and block HQ. Okay, I think that's fine. Fighters be beefy. Infantry did manage to just kind of take the city. Stealth has unstealthed. It doesn't have an APC. Oh. Didn't have one brought over either. It did not. It must not have stealth before. No APC is built. There's no BlackBoat over here. So if a stealth is not stealth, it can be hit by anti-air. There's definitely something to keep in mind. Do kill off the infantry now. Got the anti-air, got back, got the infantry. There needs to be like a BlackBoat built or something for this stealth. Otherwise, it will literally just crash and burn. So stealths drain 5 fuel per turn. When they're hidden, they drain another 3. So it goes to 8 fuel a turn. To hide is an action. And also, every tile you move drains a fuel. So they run out of fuel very, very quickly. So it's down to 35. If it moves 6, it will go down to 29. And then if it, I assume, hides, so it doesn't get hit by this anti-air, it will then go down to 21. And then it's like 2 turns and it crashes. There we go. Now it's hidden. It's down to 29. It'll be at 21. And then if it moves 6, it'll be down to 15. And then it'll crash in 2 turns. They are very flimsy little guys. Still no APC or BlackBoat. So this is... Stealth is officially dead. Okay. Thavidu has managed to get an econ lead. Sami seems to be in the Sami vortex of not having the infantry, but also like we just have the weaker units. There's a lot of foot soldiers up here now. They don't have any units with them. Okay. The stealth killed the fighter. Congratulations. It was down to 17 fuel. At the end of turn, or I guess at the start of the next turn, it'll be at 9 fuel. And then we'll have like, if it doesn't move, it can survive another turn. Okay. And it won't have to move. It can just hit a copter. Oh, never mind. Thavidu kills it. Thavidu really should not have killed it. Or never mind. It's fine. I was going to say you should kill the bomber, but the anti-air kills the bomber. It was dead. It was a dead stealth flying. I think at this point, Thavidu has done it. We do have a victory march. 1 infantry. Mr. Boat resigns. You know, I think Mr. Boat almost wins here, even... No, it wasn't a super. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, never mind. The rocket's one turn out. I was going to say, like, this rocket can clear this guy, and then the anti-air kills the copter, but there isn't any way of getting vision on this. So even at that point, Mr. Boat almost had that. GG. It is an unfair matchup with the boat having to fight on land. It's true. It's true. That was pretty well done. I think Sami has definitely a tough time in that matchup. Yeah, well, it's really tough for Sami, just because some people can be like, I'm just gonna try and deny them capturing stuff by focusing purely on vehicles and just deny properties from switching hands. But when Sami does that, she just ends up with worse units. Yeah, you can add some games to the queue there, Paragon. No worries. Just message me on Discord. Drop the zip. Yeah, Thavidu had some nice tactics. Okay, that's the end of the stream. I hope everyone enjoyed. Here is your apple, your New Year's apple, and I'll be back on Wednesday, which will still be a chill stream for now. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you for watching.
It's Go7, king of the penguins. Of all the penguins, he is king. It's Go7, king of the penguins. Being king of the penguins, that's his thing.